This is my future progressions video, summarizing basically everything that we've done up until now. Um, so the first thing that I want to talk about is goals and ambitions. So we're actually told to talk about where we wanted to be in 10 years, but I think where I want to be in where I think I'll be in 10 years is kind of irrelevant. And isn't the more interesting thing to talk about. So I want to talk about where I'd be in 5 years, which is what we talked about already, 5 to 10 years. Um, in 5 years, I want to have achieved my main goal in life, which is being a pro Overwatch player. The longevity of esports players is low, so I may not still be a pro in 5 years if I do reach that goal. Although, failing this, I just want to be happy. Going pro is my only aspiration in life. Otherwise, I just want to be content with what is. If I don't make pro, then I'm happy to just live a normal mundane life and be happy with that because I don't really have any other goals which I really desperately want to get. The only goal that I have in mind for my life is becoming an Overwatch pro, and anything else is kind of just it doesn't appeal to me. Um, so yeah, I mean, even if I do go pro, like I said, I might not even be pro in 5 years because esports players don't tend to be pro for that long. Um, the skills that I have that will allow me to achieve this are perseverance. I'm a very, very difficult person to put off doing a task. Once I've set my mind to doing something, like going pro at Overwatch, I will typically um, push hard to get there and will very, very rarely be put off doing something that I really want to do. Um, another skill that I have is my analytical nature. Um, I analyze everything. I'm always trying to be better at the things that I do. It doesn't matter if that's Overwatch, that applies to almost everything that I do in my life. All the games that I play, all the hobbies that I take up at work, everything that I do, I try to do it the best. And um, that is that's one of my biggest skills. My extremely competitive nature and self-analytical nature will definitely help me pursue this. It's an extremely competitive aspiration that I have. I'll be competing against every other person in the world who wants to do this professionally full time for a job. And I think those two skills are the most important skills that I could possibly have. Um, weaknesses, things that I might struggle with trying to achieve my goals. Um, I tend to struggle with remaining happy when it comes to Overwatch. I want to be better and the best anything and the best. Sorry. Anything short affects me mentally. I only gain joy from the improvement itself and not the process of getting better. I need to learn to be more content by finding things I enjoy, which I simply cannot get better at, like watching TV or reading books. I need to learn to be content with where I am in life and where things are, and if things aren't where I want them to be, then sometimes that can be okay. Um, and sometimes these two mindsets really do put me in. It's a double-edged blade. Um, sometimes they give me the best motivation and they allow me to achieve the things that I want to achieve. But when I struggle and when I don't achieve what I want to achieve, they also end up being negative because then I turn on myself and I think that it's pointless, it's hopeless. I beat myself up. And even though I will continue to do these things, I will still have a negative outlook on myself for failing to do them. Um, so yeah, that's something that I need to work on. My next step. Um, so we had a look at the different areas that we can go into after college. So entrepreneurship. The cons of entrepreneurship are it's risky. You have a lot of responsibility, and high work hours means work-life balance can be poor. The pros are a flexible schedule, higher income if you're successful, and it's exciting and fulfilling. Employment cons are low wages, depending on job because of lack of qualifications and experience. Less control over shift patterns and schedule, and you may not fulfill your potential if you go straight into employment as you won't use your whole skill set. The pros, however, are you start earning immediately, it's guaranteed income, and it's easy to separate work-life balances. Once your shift is finished, you're done for the day. Apprenticeships, less career paths. Many job lines are exclusive to people with university degrees. Um, you get more responsibilities early on. You immediately get a work schedule, having to learn what a full-time work life is, whereas university students get to experience an extended education with less responsibilities for work. Um, your holidays will also be shorter than university students who get half-term breaks and summer holidays breaks, compared to what you'd receive on a full-time work schedule, where in a year you receive 5.6 weeks per year off for holiday time, and lower salary than people with a degree to start off with. The pros, though, are you get practical experience, real experience of what your job is like, and the nuances from learning in school to working in a real environment. Um, Through all your time gaining this experience, you are making a salary that is slightly lower than people with their degree. Already, you make money while learning and working towards your qualifications, and you don't end up in debt, unlike university students who accumulate debt through student loans. And finally, university study. Um, cons are you end in debt after university, meaning that you'll have to pay back some, if not all, of your money taken out to support yourself during university. The large sudden change can be overwhelming for some students and cause severe mental health issues, making them homesick, which can affect people's ability to work effectively. And there are often a lot of deadlines which can be overwhelming and cause a lot of stress for students, especially because it requires a lot of time management, which can be tricky. Um, The pros, however, are you will leave with a degree, which can really boost your potential to find a job. You can make new, potentially lifelong friends and get to experience university life, having a few more years in education with less responsibilities. And you have more control over yourself and learning. I mean, you can do things how you like in your own way. This teaches you how to live independently. Um, Now, having looked at all of those, um, for me personally, my next step is taking a gap year, maybe more than a gap year. Um, while I found out who I am and what I want, this will give me the chance to explore more passions and maybe find something else I have aspirations for job-wise. I'm still not sure of what I want to do or who I am, and I don't think that right now for me the best idea is to go into uni and go into a subject which I have no passion for. I think university is something that does require dedication, and I don't think I have the dedication for anything that I can do at university um, right now. So I think it would be a waste of time. This will also give me a chance to pursue my current aspirations for one last time with full dedication. I'll have a full year without any sort of large responsibilities, being able to enjoy myself but also be able to pursue becoming a pro Overwatch player. I'm trying to make my approach to life after college as relaxed as possible. I think the only risks to what I want to do is that I fail to go pro and don't find any kind of aspiration. Um, I won't have a pathway that appeals to the standard expectations, but my goal is to be happy within 10 years. And I can achieve that without having a big goal in mind. Communication methods. Um, so a look at communication methods. Um, so recorded interview, the pros. Some people are more comfortable not having face-to-face interactions. It allows people to prepare and fully express who they are and what they offer. It allows interviewers to rewatch interviews, whereas in a normal setting, interviewers may forget someone who otherwise would stand out. Cons are some people struggle to talk freely on camera. Poor video quality. This can make a candidate look worse, as they may not be able to visually demonstrate their confidence due to a factor they cannot control. And potential fraud. It's easier for both candidates and companies to be more misleading through an online interview. Formal interview. Pros are standardized because of the regulation. Each candidate is judged off the same criteria. Professional. The environment during a formal interview is professional, meaning there are no distractions for either person. Reliable. The controlled environment means that the results and data collection is reliable for the interviewer. The cons are nerves. Candidates will usually feel nervous due to the seriousness brought on by the professionalism of the interview, which can result in the more qualified candidate missing out on the opportunity. Costs. Conducting formal interviews can be costly. The logistics, such as paying the interviewer, hiring out a room, and transportation, can accumulate to large fees. And time consuming. Having multiple interviews scheduled one after the other can take all day. And some interviews can run over their scheduled time as opposed to recorded interviews which don't have to be scheduled and can be watched at any time. Um, I'm likely to be best at formal interviews. I can converse well with people and don't need a script in order to convey all my thoughts and feelings on a given topic. I find thinking freely allows me to express myself to the fullest. I'd likely rather work on site. I like to see new places, and in my mind, I imagine where I'd work would be somewhere bigger, a city like London, in an org building with other players of a team, potentially even abroad. And that thought excites me. If I am to go pro, this is assuming I go pro, um, then those will be the kind of conditions that I'm in, and I like that idea. I like traveling, and like I said, I think that really excites me. Um, and finally, social media. Social media could help me get recognized by teams and offer me many different kinds of opportunities in the Overwatch scene. Simply having a big brand could get me a spot on a team for the publicity. However, if I were to be ignorant to issues in the world and say something offensive, this could remove all chances I have for getting onto a team. Um, so that's the risk and the reward of being present on social media, for what I want to do anyway. But that is all I have to say. So, cheers.